So in West Africa, we got started through a partner, a friend of mine who I'd met at locally, who was from Nigeria, and he shared about the need for the training we did in Nigeria, and at that time our resources couldn't accommodate a new site. But after a couple of years and he and I stayed in touch, we decided it was a good time for us to bridge into Nigeria. With that, we had a guy we met named James Weger online. He reached out to us and we ended up partnering with him to start a work for us in the Ivory Coast, and then the next year after that in Senegal. So we have trainings now in Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria. So in Nigeria, we have a group of trainees, around 150, but it started about 2.5 years ago. We're 4 modules into our training there, heading back in June to do our 5th module, and we'll finish up in about 1.5 years or so in Nigeria. In the Ivory Coast, we have 2 training sites. Actually, we'll have a 3rd one starting in April. One is in Yamoussoukro. That's our main site where we travel with teams. We have gone through 3 modules there, and we'll be back there in July and delivering our 4th module. In Djokwe is a site where James is actually doing all the training himself. As we've trained him, he's now reproducing that in Djokwe. In Yamoussoukro, we have about 30 pastors, ministry leaders. In Djokwe, he said he had 85 2 weeks ago when he was there. And then he's starting in San Pedro, which is his hometown, where he pastors, a local cohort meeting every Saturday in the month of April. So that's our sites in the Ivory Coast. Now in Senegal, we have 1 site. It's in Dakar, it's the capital city. James helped to start that. I was there a few weeks ago, and we have a group of about 15 to 20 pastors, ministry leaders that have been through 3 modules now, and are in the process actually of how to do some urban church planting within the big city of Dakar. As we've introduced our church planting and disciple making module, James is reporting to us the beginning work of taking that and implementing it immediately in places of Yamoussoukro, Abidjan, and some of the other farther reaching areas where some of these pastors come from. So we're seeing them already catch the vision for biblical church planting through a model, a method that we help to give to them. So it's exciting to see the reproduction of the material in Nigeria. We've seen them go to the 3rd generation already with the material that they've learned from us. In Senegal, as I mentioned, the urban church planting strategy of how to work within houses to plant churches because of the urban setting. So there are a lot of neat things happening in West Africa with the material, and excited to see what happens to the rest of this year and in the future. So there's need for steadfastness to the truth. We also can be praying for wisdom and discernment amongst our leaders there as we help to equip them as they seek to reproduce what they're learning. And then 3rd, you can be praying that God will just continue to provide the resources necessary so we can continue to be faithful and also expand the work in the West African region.